I remember the exact moment my world broke. It wasn't loud. It wasn't dramatic. It was quiet, and that made it worse. "I think we need to talk," Sophia said, her fingers lightly tapping the table. I forced a small smile. "That sounds serious." "It is," she replied, not smiling back. Something in my chest tightened. "Okay, what's wrong?" She looked straight into my eyes, but there was no warmth left. "I think I love someone else." For a second, I thought I heard her wrong. "What?" "I didn't plan this," she said calmly. "It just happened. Just happened. Just happened," I repeated, my voice shaking. "Sophia, we've been married for 10 years. "Ha ha, I know. Then how does something like this just happen?" She looked down for a moment, then back at me. "I've been unhappy for a long time." "That's not true," I said quickly. "If something was wrong, you could have told me." "I tried," she replied. "You just didn't hear me." Her words hit harder than I expected. "Then say it now. Say everything." "It's too late for that." "Too late?" I leaned forward. "Since when did we stop trying?" She didn't answer immediately. The silence stretched between us, heavy and suffocating. "Who is he?" I finally asked. She hesitated, and that hesitation told me everything. "Who is he, Sophia?" Before she could answer, I noticed someone standing near the entrance, a man in a clean suit, confident, watching us like he was waiting for his turn. "That's him, isn't it?" I said quietly. She didn't deny it. My chest felt hollow. "You brought him here?" "I didn't want to hide anymore," she said. "Hide?" I let out a bitter laugh. "So this is honesty now?" "He deserves honesty too," she added softly. I stared at her. "What about me? What do I deserve?" She opened her mouth, then closed it again. "Say it," I pushed. "Say what I deserve after 10 years. I don't want to hurt you." "You already did." The man started walking toward us. Each step felt like a countdown to something I couldn't stop. "Sophia," I said, my voice lower now, "tell me this isn't real." She didn't move. "Tell me this is just confusion, a phase, anything." "It's not," she said. The man stopped beside our table. "Sophia," he said gently. I looked up at him. "You're Daniel." He gave a small nod. "I didn't mean for it to happen like this." "Funny," I said. "That's exactly what she said." "I respect what you had," he continued. "Had?" I cut him off. "You're talking like it's already over." Sophia finally spoke again. "It is over." I turned back to her slowly. "Just like that. I've made my decision. And I wasn't even part of it?" "I couldn't keep pretending," she said. "Pretending?" My voice cracked. "Was our whole marriage pretend to you?" "No," she said quickly. "It was real, just not anymore." I felt my hands trembling under the table. "When did it stop being real?" She stayed quiet. "Answer me," I whispered. "A long time ago." That hurt more than anything else. Daniel shifted slightly. "Maybe we should—" "No," I snapped. "You don't get to decide anything here." He raised his hand slightly. "I'm not trying to fight you." "Then stop talking." I looked back at Sophia. Was I ever enough? She froze. "That's all I need to know," I said. "Just answer that." Her lips parted, but no words came out. "Say something," I begged. I don't know," she admitted. I leaned back slowly, feeling something inside me collapse. "You don't know." "I'm sorry," she whispered. "No." I shook my head. "You're not." Daniel placed a hand on her shoulder. "We should go." She stood up, hesitating for a moment as she looked at me. "I never wanted to hurt you." "Then you shouldn't have," I replied quietly. She swallowed hard. "I hope one day you understand." "I understand enough," I said. Daniel guided her away, and she didn't look back again. I sat there alone, staring at the empty chair in front of me. 10 years, gone in a few minutes. My phone buzzed on the table. A message from her. "I'm sorry." I stared at it for a long time, then locked my screen. I wasn't enough, I said to myself under my breath, but deep down, it felt worse than that. I wasn't even a choice. I sat there until the cafe started closing. A waiter approached me carefully. "Sir, we're about to close." Yeah, I said, standing up slowly. I'm leaving. Outside, the night felt colder than usual. I walked without direction, replaying every word in my head. I think I love someone else. That sentence echoed again and again. I stopped under a streetlight and looked at my reflection in a dark window. Was I really that easy to replace? I asked quietly. There was no answer, just silence. And for the first time in my life, I felt completely alone. I stood in front of the mirror and stared at myself. What happened to you? I asked quietly. The man looking back at me didn't answer. He just looked tired, empty. I ran my hand to my hair. Was I really that blind? My phone buzzed behind me, but I didn't turn around. I gave her everything, I continued, my voice low. So where did I go wrong? Silence. I let out a bitter laugh. Yeah, that sounds about right. My phone buzzed again. This time I picked it up. Mark, I hesitated, then answered. Hello, finally he said. I've been calling you all night. Where are you? At home. You sound terrible. I am. There was a pause. She told you, didn't she? I leaned against the wall. Yeah. Mark sighed. I'm coming over. You don't have to. I'm already on my way. Before I could argue, he hung up. I looked back at the mirror. Everyone knew except me. About 20 minutes later, there was a knock. I opened the door. Mark walked in, took one look at me, and frowned. You look like hell. Thanks. I'm serious, he said. Did you sleep at all? No, eat. I shook my head. He sighed and sat down. Sit. I stayed standing. Just say it. Say what? The thing you've been wanting to say. He studied me for a moment. You really want to hear it? Yes, she changed a long time ago. I looked away. No, she didn't. Mark shook his head. You just didn't see it. I would have noticed. No, he said firmly. You ignored it. That's not true. Really, he leaned forward. What about the late nights? She said it was work. And the weekends she stopped spending with you? She needed space. And the way she stopped looking at you like she used to? I stayed quiet. Mark continued, his voice calmer now. You kept making excuses. I trusted her. You trusted the version of her that didn't exist anymore. That hit me hard. I loved her, I said quietly. I know, he replied. But love doesn't mean blindness. I sat down slowly. So what? Everyone saw it except me? I tried to tell you. When? Months ago, he said. You remember? I said something felt off. I thought you were overthinking. And now? I rubbed my face. Now I feel stupid. You're not stupid. I stayed while she was already leaving, I said. What does that make me? Human. I shook my head. No, it makes me weak. That's not fair. Isn't it? I looked at him. She replaced me like I was nothing. Mark didn't respond immediately. I wasn't enough, I added. Stop saying that. It's true. No, he said firmly. She made a choice. That's on her, not you. Then why does it feel like I failed? Because you cared more than she did. I leaned back, staring at the ceiling. 10 years, Mark. I know. 10 years, and she couldn't even fight for us. He didn't say anything. I keep thinking, I continued. What if I did something different? What if I paid more attention? You can't fix something alone, he said. A relationship takes two people. But I didn't even see it ending. That's because you were still holding on. I closed my eyes. I keep replaying everything. Stop. I can't. Yes, you can. How? I asked, looking at him. How do I just stop thinking about it? You don't, he said. Not right away. Then what do I do? You accept it. I'm not ready for that. You don't have a choice. His words felt harsh but real. I stood up and walked back to the mirror. Look at me. Mark stayed silent. I don't even recognize myself anymore, I said. I built my whole life around her, and now you have to rebuild it around yourself. I let out a slow breath. I don't even know who that is. He will, he said. I stared at my reflection again. Do you think she ever really loved me? Mark hesitated. I think she did at some point. And now? Now she's someone else. I nodded slowly. Yeah, I guess she is. And you need to become someone else too. I looked at him. Someone better, someone stronger. I turned back to the mirror. I feel replaceable. You're not, but it feels like I am. That feeling will pass. I stayed quiet for a moment. Mark, yeah? What if I never get over this? You will. True. How do you know? Because you don't have another option. I let out a small, tired laugh. That's not very comforting. It's the truth. I nodded slowly, for the first time since last night. I didn't feel completely lost, but I wasn't okay either, not even close. I looked at my reflection one more time and whispered, I need to fix this. Mark stood up behind me. You will. I didn't believe him yet, but I wanted to. I'm fine, I said, staring at my phone as it kept ringing. Helen. I let it ring until it stopped. A second later, it rang again. Please stop, I whispered, pressing my eyes shut. It stopped. Then a message came in. Call me back. I'm worried. I tossed the phone onto the couch. I'm fine, I repeated, even though I knew I wasn't. The room felt too quiet. I sat there staring at nothing, letting the silence press against me. Get up, I muttered to myself, but I didn't move. Minutes passed, maybe hours. I couldn't tell anymore. My phone buzzed again. This time I picked it up. What? I answered. Finally, Helen's voice came through, filled with concern. Where have you been? At home. You haven't answered any calls. I didn't feel like talking. You sound weak, she said. Have you eaten? I'm not hungry. That's not an answer. It's the only one I have. She stayed quiet for a moment. Did something happen with Sophia? I laughed bitterly. Everything happened. What does that mean? It means it's over. There was silence on the other end. Completely, she asked softly. Yeah, I'm coming over. No, I said quickly. Don't. Why not? Because I don't want you to see me like this. Like what? Broken. Her voice softened. You're my son. I've seen you at your worst before. Not like this. I'll still come. No, I repeated. Please. She sighed. All right, but you're not okay. I know. Talk to me. There's nothing to say. There's always something to say. I leaned back, staring at the ceiling. She left me. I'm sorry. She didn't even fight for us. Helen didn't interrupt. I keep thinking, what did I do wrong? Sometimes it's not about what you did. It feels like it is. That's because you're hurting. I closed my eyes. I gave her everything. I know you did. Then why wasn't it enough? She didn't answer right away. Mom, I don't think it was about being enough, she said gently. Then what was it about? Maybe she stopped valuing what she had. I let out a slow breath. That doesn't make it hurt less. It won't, not right now. I stayed quiet. Are you sleeping? She asked. No. 1, 2, Yost. I can't. Have you tried? I can't hand. Have you tried? I close my eyes, I said, and all I see is her. Helen's voice softened even more. That will fade. When? I don't know. That's not very helpful. I'm not here to give you quick answers, she said. I'm here to remind you that you'll survive this. I don't feel like I will. You will. How are you so sure? Because I've seen you fight before. This is different. Pain is pain, she replied. But it doesn't last forever. I didn't respond. Listen to me, she continued. You need to take care of yourself. I don't care about that right now. You should. Then care about this, she said firmly. You can't lose yourself because someone else walked away. Her words stayed with me. I think I already did, I whispered. No, she said. You're just lost. What's the difference? You can find yourself again. I didn't believe her. I'll call you tomorrow, she said. Okay, and this time you'll answer. I'll try. Well, not promise me. I promise. Good. She hung up, leaving me alone again. I stared at my phone for a long time. Then I opened my contacts. Sophia. My finger hovered over her name. Just one call, I whispered, just to hear her voice. I pressed it, then stopped. What are you doing? I said to myself. I locked my phone and threw it aside. Why are you still chasing someone who walked away? I whispered. The question hit me harder than anything else. I sat there, breathing slowly, trying to process it. I built my whole life around her, I said out loud. Everything, every plan, every dream. And she walked away from all of it, from me. I felt something break inside my chest, not loudly, not suddenly, just quietly, like everything else. I buried my face in my hands. I lost myself, I said, my voice shaking. Not her. Myself. Tears slipped through my fingers, and I didn't stop them. For the first time since everything ended, I let it out. Not for her, not for the marriage, but for me. For the man who gave everything, and was left with nothing. I don't know who I am anymore, I admitted. The room didn't answer, no one did. And that was the hardest part. I wasn't just alone. I felt empty, completely empty. I leaned back, tearing into the darkness. I have to fix this, I whispered. But I didn't know how. And for the first time in my life, that scared me. I just need a quiet place, I muttered as I pushed the cafe door open. The soft noise inside didn't bother me. It was better than the silence at home. I ordered a coffee and sat in the corner. Name? The barista asked. Does it matter? I replied. She raised an eyebrow. For the order, yeah. Ethan, I said quickly, then looked away. Got it, she said. I sat down and stared at the table. Still running from your real name? I frowned and looked up. Excuse me. A girl stood near my table holding her cup. You hesitated, she said. People only do that when they don't feel like themselves. That's a strange thing to say to a stranger. She shrugged. You look like someone who forgot his own worth. I blinked. What? She sat down across from me without asking. I said, You look like someone who forgot his own worth. I let out a short laugh. You don't even know me. I don't need to, she said calmly. Your face says enough. That's not how it works. It is today. I studied her for a moment. Do you always sit with random people and judge them? I'm not judging you, she replied. I'm observing. Same thing, not really. I leaned back. So what exactly did you observe? That you're tired, she said. Not physically, mentally. I stayed quiet. And that you're holding on to something that's already gone. My chest tightened. You don't know that. She tilted her head slightly. Then tell me I'm wrong. I didn't. Exactly, she said softly. I exhaled slowly. Who are you, Lily? Do you do this for a living, Lily? She smiled faintly. No, I just pay attention. Well, you're wrong about one thing. Oh, I didn't forget my worth, I said. I just misplaced it. She nodded. That's more honest. I looked down at my cup. Why are you talking to me? Because you look like you need it. I didn't ask for help. You didn't have to. You didn't have to. I shook my head. You're strange. I get that a lot. We sat in silence for a moment. You want to talk about it? She asked. Not really. Okay. She didn't push. That made me speak. She left me, I said quietly. Lily didn't react dramatically. How long were you together? 10 years. That's a long time. Yeah, what happened? She said she loved someone else. Lily nodded slowly. And you didn't see it coming? No, I admitted. Or maybe I did and ignored it. That happens. I feel stupid, I added. You're not stupid. I stayed while she was already leaving. That doesn't make you stupid, she said. It makes you loyal. I looked at her. Loyalty doesn't feel like a good thing right now. It is, she replied, just not when it's given to the wrong person. I stayed quiet. Do you still want her back? She asked. I hesitated. I don't know. That means yes. Maybe, I admitted. Or maybe I just miss who I thought she was. Handatigs. I let out a small breath. I don't even know who I am without her. That's your real problem, Lily said. What do you mean? You didn't lose her. she said calmly. You lost the version of yourself that accepted less. I froze. No one's ever said that to you, have they? She asked. I shook my head slowly. No. That's why it hurts. I leaned back, processing her words. So you think this is my fault? No, she said. But I think you allowed things you shouldn't have. Like what? Being taken for granted, she replied. Being ignored, being second. I swallowed hard. I thought that's what love was, sacrifice. It is, she said, but not one-sided sacrifice. I looked down again. I gave her everything. And what did you keep for yourself? I didn't answer. Exactly, she said gently. We sat in silence again, but it felt different this time. Why does this feel so hard? I asked. Because you're not just losing her, Lily said. You're facing yourself. That doesn't sound comforting. It's not, she admitted. But it's necessary. I nodded slowly. What are you going to do now? She asked. I don't know, I said honestly. Then start small. Like what? Stop chasing someone who already walked away. I gave a faint smile. You sound like my thoughts. Then maybe your thoughts are finally making sense. I looked at her. Why are you helping me? I'm not helping you, she said. I'm reminding you. Of what? That you're not as broken as you think. I stayed quiet. For the first time in days, I felt something shift inside me. Not a big change. Just a small crack in the emptiness. Thank you, I said quietly. Lily stood up. Don't thank me yet. Why not? Because now the hard part begins. And what's that? She smiled slightly. Becoming someone who never accepts less again. I watched her walk away. And for the first time since everything fell apart, I didn't feel completely lost. You look different. I glanced up from my desk. What? Ethan leaned against the edge of it, arms crossed. I said, You look different. I shrugged. Maybe I just slept. No, he said. It's not that. Then what is it? You don't look broken anymore. I let out a small breath. That's a strong word. It fits, he replied. Last week, you looked like you were about to quit life. Feels accurate. Feels accurate. And now I'm just trying. Ethan nodded slowly. Trying is good. I looked back at my screen. Yeah. What changed? He asked. I hesitated. I met someone. His eyebrows raised. That was fast. It's not like that. Then what's it like? I thought for a moment. She just said things I needed to hear, like that I forgot my worth. Ethan smirked slightly. Sounds like she's honest. She is. And you listened? For once, yeah. He pulled a chair and sat down. So what now? Now I fix myself. And how exactly are you planning to do that? I started small, I said. I wake up earlier. I eat properly. I go to the gym. Ethan looked impressed. You? The gym? Don't sound so surprised. I've been inviting you for years. I know. And now suddenly you care. I didn't before. I admitted that was the problem. He nodded. Fair enough. I also stopped checking her social media, I added. That's a big step. It was harder than I thought. I can imagine. I leaned back slightly. Every time I wanted to look, I asked myself why, and the answer was always the same, I said. It wouldn't change any editing. Ethan smiled faintly. That's growth. Feels more like discipline. Same thing. My phone buzzed on the desk. Lily, Ethan noticed. That her? Yeah. Answer it. Answer it. I picked up. Hey. Lily's voice came through. Are you busy? Just at work. Good, she said. That means you didn't hide at home today. I smiled slightly. I'm improving. I can hear that. How? You don't sound as heavy. I'll take that as a compliment. It is. Ethan watched me with interest. What are you doing later? Lily asked. Gym, I replied. Look. At you, she said. Who are you and what did you do with the old version? I left him behind. Good, she said. He was too comfortable with pain. I glanced at Ethan. I'll call you later. Hi, right, she said. And don't skip the gym. I won't. I hung up. Ethan leaned forward. I like her already. She's not like that, I said. Relax, I'm not shipping you, he joked. I shook my head. She's just important right now. Because she tells you the truth? Exactly. Ethan stood up. Then don't lose that. I won't. After work, I walked into the gym. First day? The trainer asked. Feels like it. All right, he said. We'll start simple. Simple didn't feel simple. Keep going, he said. I am, I replied, breathing heavily. No, you're stopping. Time. I'm pacing myself. You're holding back. I paused, then pushed again. That's better, he said. Later, I sat on the bench, exhausted. Why am I doing this? I muttered. To rebuild, I answered myself. My phone buzzed again. Lily. Did you go? She asked as soon as I answered. Yeah. And I feel like I'm dying. She laughed, softly. That means it's working. I hate that logic. You'll love it later. I wiped sweat from my face. This isn't just about fitness, is it? No, she said. It's about proving to yourself that you can do hard things. I've been through worse. 1x live. Then this should be easy. It's not. Good, she replied. Easy things don't change you. I stayed quiet for a moment. What are you thinking? She asked. That I spent years being comfortable, and now I'm uncomfortable. That's where growth lives. I nodded, even though she couldn't see me. You always have an answer. Not always, she said. Just when it matters. I leaned back against the wall. I don't think about her as much anymore. That's progress. It still hurts, just less. That's healing. I'm not rushing it. Good, she said. Don't replace pain. Understand it. I'm trying. That's enough. After the call, I sat there in silence, not the heavy silence from before. This one felt calm. The next morning, Ethan walked up to me again. You're early, he said. I've been coming in earlier. I noticed. He studied me for a second. You're serious about this? I have to be. Why? Because I don't want to go back to who I was. And who was that? Someone who accepted less than he deserved. Ethan nodded. That's not you anymore. I'm working on it. You're doing more than working, he said. You're changing. I looked down at my hands. They didn't feel as heavy anymore. I'm not chasing love anymore, I said quietly. Good, Ethan replied. What are you chasing? I thought about it for a moment. Peace. He smiled. That's a better goal. Later that day, I texted Lily. I think I understand what you meant. She replied quickly. About what? About losing myself. And I'm starting to find him again. There was a pause, then she replied. Good. Just don't lose him again. I won't. For the first time in years, I meant it. And for the first time in a long time, I felt something real. Not love, not pain, just peace. My phone rang while I was leaving. The gym. Unknown number. I almost ignored it. Hello, I answered. There was a pause. Hi. I froze. Sophia, yeah, she said softly. I stayed quiet for a second. How did you get this number? I never deleted it. I did, I replied. So say what you called for. I need to see you. No, please. I exhaled slowly. Why? I need to talk to you. You already said everything you needed to say. No, she said quickly. Not everything. I looked around, then leaned against my car. 5 minutes. Thank you, she whispered. We met at a small cafe, the same kind of place where everything started breaking. When I walked in, I almost didn't recognize her. She looked tired, not the confident woman I remembered. She stood up slowly. Hi. I nodded. You look different. So do you? Sit, I said. We sat across from each other. For a moment, neither of us spoke. You called, I said. Talk. She took a deep breath. I made a mistake. I didn't react. With Daniel, she added, it was a mistake. And? I asked. And I shouldn't have left you. I leaned back. That's not new information. I know, she said. But I didn't understand it before. What changed? She looked down. He left. I almost laughed, but I stopped myself. Of course he did. It's not funny. I didn't say it was. She looked back at me. I thought he was different. You thought wrong. I know that now. I stayed quiet. I miss you, she said. I looked at her carefully. Do you miss me, or do you miss being loved? She hesitated. That's what I thought, I said. No, she said quickly. I miss you. Us, any two ones. There is no us anymore. There can be, she insisted. We can fix this. I shook my head. You don't fix something you chose to break. I didn't mean to hurt you. He did anyway. Tears formed in her eyes. I regret it every day. That doesn't change what happened. I know, she said, but it means something. It means you're facing the consequences. That's not fair. I leaned forward. You want to talk about fair? She went silent. You walked away, I continued. You chose someone else. You signed the papers without hesitation. I was confused. No, I said firmly. You were sure. She wiped her tears. I thought I was. And now that he's gone, you're not sure anymore. That's not the only reason. Then what is? She looked at me, her voice shaking. Because I realized what I lost. I held her gaze. Too late. Don't say that. It's the truth. She reached across the table, but I didn't move. Please, she whispered. Just listen to me. I am listening. Then hear this, she said. I was wrong. I made the biggest mistake of my life. I stayed calm. And now you want to undo it. Yes. You can't. Why not? Because I'm not the same person anymore. She frowned. What do you mean? I mean, I'm not the man who would beg you to stay. I don't want you to beg, she said. I want you to give us another chance. There is no us left to give. Her voice broke. You don't mean that. I do. She shook her head. You still care. I do, I admitted. Hope flashed in her eyes. Then why? But I don't need you anymore, I finished. That hope disappeared. You're just saying that, she said. No, I replied calmly. I used to need you. That's the difference. Tears rolled down her face. We had 10 years. I remember. Does that mean nothing to you now? It means everything, I said. But it doesn't control me anymore. She looked at me like she didn't recognize me. Who are you? She whispered. Someone I should have been a long time ago. She covered her face. I can't believe this. I can. After everything, you're just letting me go? I stood up slowly. You let me go first. That's not the same. It is, I said. The only difference is, I'm not coming back. She grabbed my hand. Please don't do this. I gently pulled away. I'm not doing anything. I'm just accepting reality. I love you, she said desperately. I paused. Those words used to mean everything. Now they felt different. I believe you think you do, I said quietly. Think? She repeated. Yeah, I said, but love doesn't leave when something better shows up. She broke down completely. I was wrong, she cried. I see that now. I know, I said. Then why won't you forgive me? I do forgive you. She looked up, confused. You do? Yes. Relief filled her face. Then we can. But forgiveness doesn't mean going back, I interrupted. Her expression fell again. I've moved forward, I said. You should too. I don't want to, she whispered. That's not my responsibility anymore. She stared at me, helpless. For a moment, I felt something, not love, not pain, just understanding. I hope you find peace, I said. Not without you, she replied. I shook my head. That's something you'll have to learn. I turned and started walking away. Wait, she called out. I stopped, but didn't turn around. Do you still love me? She asked. I took a deep breath. I loved you, I said. Then I kept walking. And for the first time, I didn't look back. I lay on my bed, staring at the ceiling. Why does this still feel so heavy? I whispered. My phone sat next to me. Sophia's voice echoed in my head. I love you. I turned to the side. Then why did you leave? No answer. I sat up, running my hands through my hair. What do you want? I asked myself. Silence. Do you want her back? I pressed. I didn't respond. That's not an answer. I stood up and started pacing. If she came back before, would you have taken her? Yes, I admitted. And now, I stopped walking. I don't know. That scared me. I should know, I muttered. Why don't I know? Because part of me still remembered everything. The good moments, the history. 10 years. I picked up my phone and called Lily. She answered quickly. Hey, are you free? I asked. You sound serious? I am. What? At home, Quelts. Come to the cafe, she said. I'll be there. I'm on my way. When I arrived, she was already sitting there. You look like you didn't sleep, she said. I didn't. Sit, she said. I sat across from her. What happened? She asked. She came back. Lily didn't look surprised. And she said she made a mistake. And how did that make you feel? I leaned back, confused. Explain, she cried, I said. She begged. She said she loves me. And I didn't believe it. Lily nodded slowly. But it still affected you? Yeah, that's normal. I thought I was past this, I admitted. You're not a robot, she said. Healing isn't a straight line. I looked at her. What would you do? She shook her head. No. No, I'm not making this decision for you. I didn't ask you to decide, I said. I asked what you would do, and I'm telling you, it doesn't matter what I would do. I sighed. Then what am I supposed to do? Figure out what you want? I don't know what I want. Yes, you do, she said calmly. Then why does it feel like this? Because you're thinking with your past instead of your present. I stayed quiet. Let me ask you something, she continued. If she never left, would you be sitting here right now? No. If she never hurt you, would you have changed? I hesitated. Probably not. Then this pain did something for you. It broke me. It woke me. It woke you up, she corrected. I looked down. So what now? Now you decide who you are? Ha! I'm still figuring that out. Then let's make it simple, she said. Who do you want to be? I thought for a moment. I don't want to be the guy who begs someone to stay. Good, she said. I don't want to be someone's second choice. Better. I don't want to feel like I'm not enough. You're not, she said. But continue. I exhaled slowly. I want peace. Then choose peace. It's not that easy. It is, she said. You're just making it complicated. How? By holding on to someone who already let you go. I looked at her. She said she regrets it. And part of me believes her. That doesn't mean you owe her anything. I leaned forward. What if she really changed? Lily held my gaze. Have you? Yes. Then why would you go back to a situation where you had to lose yourself to stay? That hit hard. I wouldn't, I admitted. Exactly. I sat back, processing everything. This isn't about her anymore, Lily said softly. Then what is it about you? I stayed quiet. This is your moment, she continued. The moment where you decide your standard. My standard, I repeated. Yes, she said. What you accept, what you walk away from. I looked at my hands. She was my whole life. And now? She's my past. Then treat her like it. I let out a slow breath. I'm scared, I admitted. Of what? Making the wrong choice. There is no wrong choice, she said. Only honest ones. I frowned slightly. What does that mean? It means if you choose her, you live with that decision, she said. If you walk away, you live with that too. And if I regret it, you will, she said. At some point. Either way. That's not helpful. It's real, she replied. But regret fades. Self-respect doesn't. I looked up at her. Say that again, I said. Self-respect doesn't fade. I nodded slowly. That sentence stayed with me. Choose the life that respects you, she added. I froze. Say that again, I said quietly. Choose the life that respects you. Something clicked. Not loudly, not suddenly, but clearly. I stood up. That's it, I said. What? I know what I have to do. Lily smiled, faintly. Then do it. I nodded. This wasn't about Sophia anymore. This wasn't about love. This was about me, who I wanted to be, the man who begged, or the man who walked away. And for the first time, I was ready to choose. Thank you for meeting me, Sophia said as I sat down. Let's keep this short, I replied calmly. She nodded quickly. Okay, I studied her face. You look better. I've been trying, she said. I've been trying, she said. For you? I shook my head slightly. Don't do that. Do what? Don't make this about me. Her expression shifted. It is about you. No, I said. It's about what you want. I want us, she said immediately. I leaned back. You want what you lost. That's not the same thing. It is, I replied. She took a deep breath. Can we just talk without fighting? I'm not fighting. Then stop shutting me down. I'm not shutting you down, I said. I'm being clear. She looked at me carefully. You've changed. I had to, 'cause of me, because of what happened, I corrected. She nodded slowly. I deserve that. Silence fell between us for a moment. I've been thinking about everything, she said. So have I. I was selfish, she admitted. I didn't see what I had. I didn't respond. I thought I wanted something else, she continued. Something better. And now I know I was wrong. I looked at her calmly. You were. She flinched slightly. You don't have to be harsh. I'm not being harsh, I said. I'm being honest. She nodded, tears forming in her eyes. I miss you. I know. I miss us. I know. Then why does it feel like you don't care? I held her gaze. Because I don't care the same way anymore. That hurt her. I could see it. Do you still love me? She asked softly. There it was. The question she had been holding back. I took a breath. I loved you, I said. Her eyes widened slightly. But I don't need you. Anymore. The words landed heavy between us. She shook her head. No, you don't mean that. I do. You can't just stop loving someone like that. I didn't stop, I said. It changed. Into what? Into something that doesn't control me. Tears rolled down her cheeks. We can fix this. I stayed calm. No, we can't. Why not? She asked, her voice breaking. Tell me one reason why not. Because I respect myself now. She froze. And going back, I continued, would mean losing that again. I wouldn't let that happen. You already did. I was different then. And so was I said. That's the point. She covered her mouth, trying to hold back her emotions. I'm trying to change. I believe you. Then give me a chance. I shook my head gently. That's not how this works. Why? She asked desperately. Because change doesn't erase consequences. She looked down. So this is it, yes? No more chances. No more chances. She let out a shaky breath. 10 years, I remember every one of them. And they don't matter anymore. They matter, I said. They just don't define my future. She wiped her tears. I never thought I'd lose you like this. I gave a small nod. Neither did I. Say something, she whispered. Anything that gives me hope. I stayed quiet for a moment. Then I spoke. I hope you become better, I said. Not for me, but for yourself. She looked at me, searching for something. And us? She asked. There is no us, I said gently. That broke her. She leaned forward, crying openly now. I'm sorry. I know. I'm so sorry, she repeated. I know. I stood up slowly. This is really goodbye, isn't it? She asked. Yes. She grabbed my hand. Please, don't go like this. I looked at her hand, then back at her. I'm not leaving because I hate you, I said. Then why? Because I finally love myself more. Her grip loosened. I gently pulled my hand away. I hope you find peace, I added. She shook her head, tears falling. I already lost it. You'll find it again. Not without you. That's something you'll have to learn, I said softly. I turned and started walking. Wait, she called out. I paused, but didn't turn around. Was I ever enough for you? She asked. I closed my eyes for a second. You were everything to me, I said. Then what? But I wasn't everything to you, I finished. Silence. I kept walking. Each step felt lighter. Not because it didn't hurt, but because it didn't control me anymore. I didn't look back. Not this time. Not ever again. And as I walked away, I realized something. I didn't lose her. I chose myself. You look peaceful. I looked up and smiled slightly. That's a new one. Lily sat across from me. It's true. I'll take it, I said. She studied me for a moment. You're not carrying it anymore, are you? No, I replied. Not like before. That's good. We sat in silence for a second. Not the heavy kind, the calm kind. So, she said, how does it feel? Different. Different how? I don't wake up thinking about her anymore, I said. And when I do, it doesn't hurt. Lily nodded. That's healing. I think so. She smiled faintly. I told you you'd get here. I didn't believe you. I know. I leaned back in my chair. Life didn't magically become perfect. It never does. But it became real, I said. Honest and peaceful, she asked. I nodded. Yeah, peaceful. That's better than perfect. It is. My phone buzzed. Mom, I answered. Hey, sweetheart, she said warmly. How are you? I'm good. You sound good. I am. There was a pause. I'm proud of you. I smiled. For what? For getting through it, she said. For not losing yourself. I did lose myself, I admitted. For a while. But you found your way back. Yeah, I said softly. I did. I always knew you would. I didn't. That's why I'm your mother, she replied gently. I laughed quietly. Fair enough. Are you taking care of yourself? She asked. Yes. Feeding properly? Yes. Sleeping? Better than before? That's all I wanted to hear. I'll visit soon, I said. I'd like that. We hung up. Lily watched me. That sounded nice. It was. You've changed there too. With my mom. Yeah. I stopped shutting people out, I said. I realize not everyone leaves. She nodded. That's important. It is. Later that day, I walked into work. Look who's early again, Ethan said. I like mornings now. That's scary, he joked. Growth, I corrected. He smiled. I can see that. We walked together. You're different, he said again. You said that before. I mean it this time, he replied. It's not just how you look, it's how you carry yourself. I stopped chasing things that don't choose me. Good, he said. What are you chasing now? I thought for a moment. Myself. He nodded. That's a solid goal. After work, I met Lily again. You're consistent, she said. I'm trying to be. Huh, you don't have to try so hard anymore. I know, I said, but I want to. She smiled. That's the difference. We sat down. Do you ever think about her? She asked. Sometimes. And it feels like a memory, I said. Not a wound. That's progress. I don't hate her, I added. You don't need to. Ha 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 ha. I don't mean to, Etide. I don't blame her either. That's growth. I just understand it now. Understand what? That losing her wasn't the end, I said. It was the start. Lily looked at me quietly. You were right, I continued. I didn't lose her. What did you lose? The version of me that accepted less. She smiled softly. And what did you gain? Myself. Silence settled between us again. Comfortable. Real. Do you regret anything? She asked. I thought about it. No, I said. Even the pain had a purpose. That's a strong place to be. It took everything to get here. But you made it. I did. I looked out the window. The world felt lighter. Not because it changed, but because I did. I used to think losing her was the worst thing that could happen, I said. And now I think it was the best. Lily raised an eyebrow. That's a bold statement. It's true, I said. If she didn't leave, I would have stayed the same. And that version of you? He wasn't living, I said. He was surviving. And now? I'm living. She smiled. Good. I stood up slowly. Where are you going? She asked. Forward, I said. She laughed softly. I liked that answer. I looked at her. Thank you. For what? For reminding me who I am. I didn't remind you, she said. I just pointed at what was already there. Still counts. She nodded. Fair enough. I walked outside, taking a deep breath. The air felt different. Or maybe I did. I paused for a moment, thinking about everything that happened, the pain, the loss, the silence, and the growth that followed. I made it, I whispered to myself, not perfectly, but honestly, and that was enough. Because in the end, I didn't just lose her. I found myself again. And that's why losing her was the moment I was reborn.